was just wondering if you guys had any LAN jitters at all with your first game and any moments that kind of felt maybe overwhelming.
I think we definitely did, just because it's our first LAN as a team, and four of us, this is our first international LAN, so I definitely think there was LAN jitters. I definitely think we were all nervous, but I think we got it all out of our system, so we'll definitely be ready for our next match.
Out of all the possible opponents that you could have faced in this first quarterfinal and the winners, how did you feel whenever you heard that you'd face OpTic, and what do you feel now that it's over?
Honestly, I would rather play any of the other 7 teams, even if it was the first seed in the tournament, or the 6 teams, just because they're an NA team, and after this game today, we've played them 3 out of our last 4 matches, which is just like too much in my opinion.
How has being auto-qualified to the playoffs impacted your preparation?
It impacted us because that is our very first match, and so playing against one of the top 8 teams in the world for our very first match on LAN is definitely hindering our performances. We definitely had to get out our nervousness and like all the jitters.
What sort of challenge does Paper X pose in your next game?
They have like a really different play style than normal teams. I think they play really like packed and together, but they just do like random stuff, just like all together as 5 almost. So we just have to be ready for like quick pops or random pushes and stuff like that.
A few standout performances from today. One in particular was Sayaplayer, who was exceptional on Jett today. How good is he? What makes him so effective?
Sai has always been good. He definitely has the most experience on the LAN servers also from Overwatch, so I don't think he had any jitters or like any nervousness at all. So I think he was just playing like normally, and so he just was farming everyone. So we just tried to keep hyping him up and have him take us home.
I was just wondering if Mixie gave you any advice on like how to be on stage for the first time, or like just being in like Iceland with this big tournament over you guys.
He told us, I know this is your first LAN event, like everyone's gonna have jitters, everyone's gonna be nervous, but you just gotta make sure your breathing patterns are good, like deep breaths. Those are always the main thing. Make sure your shoulders aren't tense. Just play your game.
Was there anything that OpTic did in particular that took you by surprise, or things that they did differently to your previous encounters?
We had watched their VOD on Haven. They were doing the complete opposite of what they were doing in their VOD, which we caught on to almost instantly, which is why I think we beat them pretty well on that map. On Fracture, they just did the same thing, and we kind of beat ourselves on Fracture. So I think we definitely should have won that series.
Was there like a particular turning point on Fracture? Because there was obviously a point where you were, I think it was 11-6 up or something. Yeah, was there a particular turning point on Fracture?
Yeah, the round that Marved aced, we got like one of our teammates was body blocked in the Brimble, so he killed him with the Brimble, and then he isolated all of his 1v1s. So
I just wanted to ask you your thoughts on the APAC teams that competed at Masters, especially since like your next opponent is Paper X.
Everyone here is good, honestly. Everyone's here for a reason, so we're not going to play any differently than we would to any other team. We're just going to come out swinging.